How's it going, guys? Back with another stream today. We're gonna be playing the old usual Abzan Stoneblade. Don't know if I have to do another tech with this list. I think I've pretty much settled on like 99% of this list with the Lurrus shell with Mistress Baubles, 6 discard spells, push, path, decay, trophy. I think after testing like stuff like Vanishing Verse, I think it's good in the right shell. I think as like a one of it's okay in like Orzhov, but like since Abzan has access to like Abrupt Decay and Assassin's Trophy, I feel like Vanishing Verse isn't necessary. But if you're playing Orzhov, I can see having one. I think having the two main Kaya's Gala has been very good. Like this configuration as of right now of having Kaya's Gala in the main and Lingering Souls in the sideboard. Because again, with our 3 drops being so congested here, I think we have to pick between, we already have 3 Lurrus, we have the 2 equipment, and we have the 3 Lilianas. We really have to decide between Kaya's Guile and Lingering Souls. And I think right now, with how much Lurrus there is in the meta, how much Yard Hate there are, and the Sacrifice mode being super relevant, the egg, like every mode of this card is just so relevant right now. That it's a great main deck card. But the point of the stream today is to try something a little different. We're going to be testing Shadowspear. And I've seen a lot of other people with Stoneforge packages have this in either in the main or in the sideboard. And I know one of my mods, Roundsley, he's been a huge proponent of this card. I feel like every week or every time he gets a shot where I'm like, I have a Tarmogoyf and I can't like attack through, he's always like, what would be really good right now is a Shadowspear. And he's not wrong. And especially because the activate ability has some relevancy here in the meta where you can give have Heliod lose indestructible, and then you could actually like fatal push or trophy it, right? So I feel like there is some relevancy in the meta right now, and especially with a lot of burn picking up, maybe the lifelink is also relevant too, because suiting this up on Tarmogoyf is pretty sweet, and it's one of those things where against Burn, you have Stoneforge Mystic, and you ideally would want to get Batterskull for the life game, but you get it on turn 3, activate on turn... get it on turn 2, activate on turn 3, and you don't really get attack with the Batterskull until turn 4. Versus... you can kind of get a Tarmogoyf, and then, if you draw it, or you can just go Stoneforge Mystic, and even just, like, putting this on the Stoneforge Mystic and attacking and gaining 2 a turn is actually super relevant, right? So you can actually start gaining life a turn earlier, which is super relevant. What do you think about the card, Maul the Skyclaves? I've actually tested Maul, quite a bit ago. And I think Maul is okay when the format is, like, super aggressive in terms of, there's a lot of combo around, or if there's a lot of big mana around. So where you kind of want to get in that 2 points of damage early on and kind of start clocking them fast as soon as possible. Though that's the type of meta where you could want Maul, but when it's very removal heavy with a lot of, bolts or pushes, where we are with Shadow and Burn, there's a lot of bolts and stuff and pushes, Maul gets kind of worse in this specific deck. It's better in taxes because you can just flicker wisp it, so like you don't have to pay 4 mana. That's such an egregious cost to equip. But it is nice against stuff like Tron, right, where you have a Batterskull and then you just flash in a Maul, and that just literally answers Borncoil Engine by itself. So that's the type of card. I think it's really more meta dependent more than anything. Because with Maul, like, we kind of lose the, like, then it makes stuff with flying kind of less of a necessity, right? I mean, you can say like you give Dokoi flying, and I have done that. Giving this invasion is nice, but I'd rather just give it protection from the relevant color, and then just attack and get a trigger, right? So that's kind of the arguments there. Is Maul, like, I think Maul is one of those things where it's just nice to have in the toolbox to consider. I'm not saying it's bad. I just don't think the meta is right for it right now. How's it going, Parallel Bars? Hope you're doing well. But let's just get started. Modern League. I want to make sure I have Shadowspear in this version. Shadowspear. There you go. Because there are spots where, like, Maul would win the game, right? Like, I've been in play spots where, like, literally, like, Maul... If Maul was any other card, I wouldn't have won me the game. But then there's also spots where, like, if Maul was a sword and I get an attack in and, like, I get a trigger, the trigger is just so huge because it's not like we can kill in one shot. Like, a lot of our creatures are small. So, like, if we do get a connect, we usually have to connect 3 or 4 times. In which case, we really want a trigger, right? We want to be able to untap or make a point discard, get a shock or draw, you know, gain 3 and return a dude. Like, those are the kind of situations where I think it's a case-by-case basis. And again, I feel like that just comes down to a meta call. And there's metas where you want the Maul all the time, right? And there's, I think in the meta right now, you don't really want Maul. For the most part. There's gonna be spots where it's gonna be really good. How's it going, Jesse? Hope you're doing well today. Hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. Sorry, I feel like I'm really tired from the work week, so I feel like my voice actually feels like it's like sounds kind of low and tired. But good thing it's Friday tomorrow. You can kind of take it easy. This is Hammer against Yorion too. I think we'll belong on this. I think Fatal Push is probably a dead draw against Yorion. Sounds better. Like, we're against Yorion, right? So it's like Decay can be an answer to stuff like Ren 6 and stuff. I think we just bombed the Liliana though. I don't think we can go to 5. But, like, literally any Yorion deck is just kind of a bad matchup, honestly. Probably lead on Catacombs, just in case they are some sort of random aggro deck that has Yorion in it. Or if it's, like, Taxes, we can get Fatal Push down. Island. Interesting. So is this, like, 5-color or something? Has to be like 5-color something, right? Probably like Niv Mizzet, which is an awful matchup, but what do you Embercleave? When is it good? Not for Abzan, but I was thinking about a Marinara list, but I feel like it would rather be Sophie. I actually really like Embercleave a lot, actually. I think if I had access to Embercleave in my deck, I'd probably play it. Just to kind of get that oomph. Would I play it over Sophie? I'm not entirely sure. So I guess that depends on how much equipment you have, right? If you have, assuming you have Batterskull, that's kind of the lock, right? Are you running another equipment after that? Is it just Batterskull, Embercleave, or is it Batterskull, Sword of Feast and Famine, and Embercleave? Like, I think you want Sword of Feast and Famine before you want Embercleave. But if you have room for 3 equipments, I'd run all 3. Yeah, if it's a 3rd equipment, I think I would have Embercleave over anything else. They're representing... They could either be representing a Ice Fang Quaddle or a Leak. I'm just going to jam the Liliana. Okay. I'm just going to discard Fatal Push. I feel like this card's just dead in this matchup. Ooh, Sword of the Meek. I've thought about Lurrus too. Oh. Wow, that is an interaction. I just like made them discard a Sword of the Meek and they just put an Ivy Quantum on the equipment. That's a pretty sweet line. Pretty sweet line. We don't have a Bobblade or anything to like get value, which is unfortunate. We have to just decay this Quaddle, which feels really, really bad. And I kind of want to like wait one more turn, maybe. I don't know. This is kind of a tough spot. Batterskull, Cleave, and Maul is definitely a very aggressive equipment package. I kind of like it, actually. I kind of like it, actually. Maybe I should just slam the Lurrus there. It's tough. Oh, man. So this is like Urza, Yorion, Bant. It's like, I guess it looks like one of those like similar Bants, just snow shells before the Uro ban. Oh, jeez. I was actually thinking of like brewing up a Boros Stoneblade list. That had like, I should have minus first, so they sacrifice the construct. Now that like they're kind of considering it, right? So I should activate this first. I was thinking of like a Boros Stoneblade list with like, it'd probably be like Giver Ruins and like, and I'm thinking like maybe have like Lightning Greaves. Have Lightning Greaves and then have like stuff like Brimaz and Hero Blade Hold. That's some spice. I feel like that'd be really fun. I don't know how good it would be, but it would be very fun. I'm presuming they have like Word of Invention, right? How's it going, Odysseus? It's going well for me. Hope you're doing well. I think we just trimmed Stoneforge package, right? Something like this. Maybe we trim Liliana. No, Liliana's gonna be pretty good here. Maybe we trim the path. Just because we don't want to ramp them when we kill the Urza. Relaxing a bit before bed? Yeah. The bed sounds pretty good right now. What do you think is the best Stoneblade variant? I'm not entirely sure. I haven't tried too many Stoneblade variants to really to give an opinion. To be like, oh, this is better. Whatever Stoneblade variant could beat Heliod. I think that's the answer to that. But I don't think any Stoneblade variant has a good Heliod matchup, right? So maybe the answer is none of them. Unfortunately. Maybe we just trim Goy for Trim and Inquisition. Just go like that. Sure. What do we play against? It looks like it's some sort of Urza build with the Yorion. I mean, they essentially just comboed us out and outgrinded us, essentially. Like, we didn't really provide a threat either. Like, a hand was kind of bad, but I don't think we could have gone to 5 there. I mean, it is 6:30 West Coast time, but I'm also really tired. So yeah, I think cutting the discard might have been a mistake, but I think this ends up being a mid-range battle, if anything. I kind of just like stop thinking about it. Maybe I could have trimmed Liliana. Yeah, that would have been better. I mean, we go turn 1 Goyf, or turn 2 Goyf, turn 3 Ashiok. It's kind of hard to pass that up. Witching Well. I'm gonna just fetch now at F6. There's also another league I want to try with Orzhov and have Mana Tithe in it. I think that would just be really fun. It's kind of like a meme league. I think that's on my to-do list as well. Just to meme him out. Like, how many people can we piss off with Manitive? I think it'd be really bad because the deck is just slow. So, like, late game, they're just dead, right? But I think it'd be really fun. Yeah, just straight Urza with Manatithe in it. I think that'd be really fun. One of my buddies is, like, trying to get me to play a league with Manatithe in it. And I think that'd be the best shell. I think it's just the fact that it's just a slow clock. So, like, they'll be able... Like, a late game Manatithe is just so much worse in that deck, you know? Okay, is this Ashok going to resolve? I think we play the Ashok first, just because if he eats a mana leak, Goyf big gets bigger, and it's like I'm gonna cast it either way, whether it's pre-combat or post-combat. So this search doesn't mean anything. Okay. Okay. So Goyf's bigger now. Yeah, one of my buddies. I don't know. I wonder if he's in the chat right now. I don't think he is. He has like a one-up Bramaz in his taxes list, and I thought it was kind of cute. So I was like, you know what goes great with like Bramaz and like Hero Blade Hold and Stoneforge Mystic is like Lightning Greaves. You know, I feel like that's a great combo there. Okay, that was probably the best draw I could ever ask for, honestly. So attack. We'll target ourselves and then we'll attack. When I'm on my side of Stoneblade, do you like it? Inquisition of Kuzelik. Goose Escape Pioneer to Modern. Yeah. Apparently. I had Goose in my Heliod list. Because I have vetoes in it, so it's pretty good synergy. Okay. Little do they know that I had a Lurrus in the weights. You like that, opponent? You like that? I guess we're gonna draw off this anyway, right? So we should do this now. Fatal Push. I actually think I want the Fatal Push. Because if they have like an Urza here, I want to be able to push it. Kaya's Guile is interesting. Because of this Star and Goose, we can't exactly make them sack a creature that's relevant. How's it going, Poisonly? Hope you're doing well. Oh, sure. Nostalgia, one of my favorite cards. It does make extra bodies for swords and blocks for house knights. Yeah. It seems pretty sweet, honestly. Like, I feel like it's actually not that bad positioned right now, if anything. I was going to push this, but I think going Lily on a minus is not the worst either. Just to commit to the board. Let's bubble ourselves. Bluing Marsh. I want to shuffle that away. Get a Temple Garden. Liliana. I'm doing this because I want to hold up Kaya's Guile here. Lurrus taking over the game. Scavenge Goose is a great draw. It seems like a very good card for 3 mana for sure. For sure. Game 2 looking good for us so far. I hope so. I mean, this looks like it was a card that they drew off the top. So what's unfortunate is like the food tokens just nullify a turn of Lurrus. So that's the only unfortunate thing. I'm gonna push this now. They gonna leak this? It's kind of crazy if they do. Okay. Second scavenging is really funny. What's gonna be sweet here is I'm going to. Oh, I wanted to plus Liliana and then replace scavenging because I got just so hasty with this bauble. The new bluer command is really sad for Stoneblade decks. Oh yeah, it's another. It's literally another Kolaghan's command. It's really bad for sure. I wonder if I play into a Quaddle. I think I just do this first. See if it eats like a rebuke. Okay. Because like if they Quaddle, I guess I'm incentivized to Kaya's Gal, right? They do not have it. I guess we just discard this other Scoos for now. Because we can just bring it back later. Let's upkeep bobble them. What are they worrying for? Okay. I feel like I want to... Okay, that's fine. Let's see if they search with this land here. Because... we'll do this. I could trophy the sword and then eat it. That is the line. But I kind of want to hold up Kaya's Guile as well. I could also just wait till draw step because we know they're going to draw the Delta. Because they can't really go off with the Scavenging Ooze in play either. Yeah. I think I'm okay with this. Cool. Let's trim Liliana. I think I want the spell bombs too. What am I thinking? I'm sorry. Like spell bombs are actually really good here. What am I like doing with my life? Maybe I just trim push here. Trim Lurrus. I think this is fine. Just trimming everything. We're in a trimming mood today. It seems like. We're in a mood to trim. Galazeth, making your swords into mana is the best thing ever, so you'll know. What is Galazeth? Oh. Oh, that's actually kind of cool. But then it doesn't, you can only do it for instants or sorceries, so you can't use it to equip, which I think is fine, right? Man, this hand is awful. Better, I guess. I think I actually want to bomb the plains. Plains is like the worst land. I mean, that is cool though, because like the swords just you can actually just use them to tap. Like you don't care, right? That's actually pretty sweet. Actually, now I think about it. How much does it cost though? Cost 4? Wow. That actually seems like I think that's actually very close to being modern playable. Yeah. Like I think that's like really close. Like I think that's a lot closer than I think I would have honestly given at first glance. I'm not gonna lie. The real question is, do I go Stoneforge or Tumbleweave here? And I gotta try them here just to make sure I have all the colors online. Wow. Because I think we drew this, I think we're going to Stoneforge. Just in case it resolves. And then that way we can like hold up Kaya's Guile and or Flash and Batter Skull. If that is the line. Okay. Since we have 2 threats already, I kind of want to get a sword here. Okay. Quaddle also makes me wanted to get the sword too. So, all kind of works. All kind of works. Thopter Foundry is kind of disgusting. Another Guile. Okay, we're holding up Guy's Guile. And then if they have the combo, we can also just make the exile. So if they, yeah, so we're kind of insulated here. Kind of insulated. Also, if they just don't have another artifact. But if they do have another artifact, they only have 4 mana, so they can go like 2 mana. They do have Death Touch now too, which is disgusting. Oh, it's not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna flash the sword in. Sure. I mean, they got a path here. Ooh. We're kind of fucked if they have path. I don't think we can be too scared of the combo, right? Like, we have to start attacking. We have to kill them. If they have path, that's unfortunate, but then... Like, committing more to the board, I feel like it's not as good. If I had a Bobble in the graveyard, I might just play Lurrus and get the Bobble engine going. I think the highest ceiling is just to get the sword in play and then just start attacking. And if they have path, they have path. But then, like, if we're doing this, like, if I can get the trigger in, I can shock the Squaddle here. Nope. Fine. Be that way. Sure. Kyle's guys are actually kind of embarrassing if they have an Urza. Like this with the formation of like Quaddles and stuff. This feels just like a really bad matchup, if anything. Land actually wouldn't be bad because we can double spell here. Okay. What are you drawing? Metallic Rebuke. I really wish I could double spell here. I think knowing that they have the Rebuke coming, I think I'm just going to cash in this Lurrus here. Because if we draw a land next turn, we can go Goyf and we can pay through Rebuke. Don't have another removal spell, please. Oh, they just have Whir. How's it go, Ken? I think you have to do exclamation mark deck list. Or not. My stream decker could also just not work. Here, let me get you the link for you, buddy. But it looks like this ain't happening. So they're not drawing the Rebuke. I guess we can target them now. Go. So they're drawing Thopter Foundry. They have the combo. So you have Thopter Foundry, 2 unknown. Play the other Thopter Foundry. Okay. We're gonna attack here. They have another path. I'm gonna be very sad. They have another path. Golly, they have another path. Oh. Oh, okay, sure. I wonder if they'll go all in on this. Sure. Cool. We can cash this in. Make him sack. I think I want to make a 1/1, right? They're gonna have 5 power on board. I think I want to get the sword trigger in, right? Yeah, I think I just want to exit the graveyard and make a 1/1. Hopefully they don't. I think we have to take here. So we can like equip the sword. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. So they can make 1, 2 at end of turn. So they have 5, 6, 7. I think the safe play is to just equip here. If they have path, and that's just GG. Spell bomb. So they can make... Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that line Etherealize. I just want to see if I want to wait and see if they're going to cash this in. They technically don't need to. So I think if they just untap, I think I'm just gonna cast a Kaya Scowl at their upkeep. Because they could sack these Softer Foundries. Which I don't think they need to. They are. Wow. I think I'm going to cash in this Kaya Scowl now in case they have Rebuke in hand. So I'm going to gain 4. Make a 1/1. Oh, no way. Oh, they do have the Rebuke. GG. Man, that was a close one. Unfortunate. No, I saw it on top of the library, and then they shuffled it away when they were mentioned. Come on, deck. Bump well into 6 as well. Hopefully it's a deck that can't beat Batterskull on turn 3, because that's all we got going for us. I'm not going to path, because I don't want to path on turn 1, no matter what it is. Colonnade. So we're against control, where this path is kind of dead. I'm going to get a Batterskull here, just to kind of diversify our threats here. Nice. Nice little Stoneforge mirror. What's kind of awkward is we kind of have to path that now. Yeah, it's awkward because this is really, really awkward too. Because if I want to path and be able to double spell next turn, I can't. Like if I want to path plus flash and Batterskull here, I can't double spell next turn with this mana base because I need the second white here, and then this is like my 4th land job, which comes to play tapped. The thing is, like, do I want to path them? Because the answer could be no, because they could just slam a Jace. But if they slam a Jace, then the Jace is kind of naked, so I guess the Jace is kind of unprotected. I really wish that path was a push. If that path was a push, then our line would be so much easier. Our decisions are so much easier. I think getting Batterskull into play is really powerful, so I think I'm going to do that. I really had a Lily on it. Lily, like, there's a lot of draws where like it would be a lot easier for us to decide our lines, but this is the hand that we are dealt. iPet04, thank you for the follow. Real appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. Ooh, we're 1 follow away from the big old 900. Hopefully we get there today. Really exciting. Really exciting. Okay, you got it. So we all just have a lot of equipment in hand. I understand. I understand. Okay, now we can double spell. Do we even want to double spell though? That's the thing. I think I do. Let's attack here. Get an overgrown tomb, I think. The Battle of the Stoneforges. Someone asked in chat earlier which is the better Stoneblade deck. I guess we will see. We're getting Shadowspear's family just because they do have the Battle Skull, so we want to give protection against it. Okay. That's fine. They're probably missing land drops here. So if they're missing land drops and they can't path my creature, I'll probably equip here and then send this at our opponent and send this at Teferi. And they're kind of incentivized to block here. If they don't block, I'd be very surprised. Teferi, opponent. Because they're like already 1 mana away from Batter Sculling, just hard casting it. But then we do have the sword for it, so it's like they're kind of fucked. So Roundsley. I mean, this is a matchup where I missed Sword of Light and Shadow, right? So yeah. Spell Snare. I think here I just like make them sack, because like I can't, like ideally if they like play a sword and then equip it, I would do this on their turn, but they have a Teferi in play. So I think I go like make them sack and then like make a 1/1. I can see an argument for like exile in the graveyard, but then I don't think, like, I'm not scared of the Spell Snare, right? So I think it's like make them sack, make a 1/1. Just so they can't like be really efficient with their turn. They like, if they want to play this equipment, they have to pay a ton of mana for it. I don't think I run Verdict main deck either. So famous last words here. Famous last words. And even if they do, they don't have the second white source. So let's equip. Let's equip the Stoneforge Mystic. Attack opponent. Attack Teferi. Attack Teferi. Attack opponent. Just so we can ensure that Teferi dies here. Even if they have one path to exile. Shark Typhoon. Okay. Pretty cool. I'm glad we attack this way then. We ensure that we take down to the ferry. Okay. Got it to ferry. They're kind of behind the 8 ball here. Interesting line. They're just getting stuck on lands, which is unfortunate for our opponent. Lingering Soul seems sweet. So it's just like Stoneblade. Solid Prey seems pretty sweet here. I wish I had Sword of Light and Shadow in this matchup. That's for sure. So Abzan over blue white, yes. 100% yes. Whereas Bant feeling? No, Bant just there's no such thing as Bant. I don't know what you're talking about. There's no such deck. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I think we can trim a push. And they probably have Rest in Peace and stuff, so maybe we just trim Tarmogoyf here. Something like that seems fine, I think. We're just in a trimming mood, you know? Trim here and there, trim this, trim that, it's fine. Discard into Decay. To Liliana seems sweet, I think. Okay, incoming opt. Incoming opt. Best draw ever because we don't have a 2-drop in hand. Take Spell Snare potentially. Yep. I don't know why they do that unless their hand is that bad. Their hand is that bad. This doesn't even remove anything right now. Wow. Their hand is absolutely atrocious. Okay. Okay. To match their Sword of Fire and Ice, your own. Got it. Yes. Come here, my Batterskull. Come here. We do need to draw a land, though. That is something. We do need to draw lands. The Path in Us. I will take that, because that means that we... How many pushes do we set out? Just one, right? Trying to figure out if we want to draw... If we draw Scavenging Ooze. I think I have to get Forest here in this specific spot. So we know all the cards in their hand. They are just getting stuck on lands. I think we just slam Lingering Souls here. Don't force me, dude. Force would be disgusting here. Okay. Wow. Our opponent has just been, like, getting royally fucked. We're gonna just play this sword out, I think. Next we just start overloading their removal. I feel bad for our opponent. Foretell. So that must be the Wrath card, right? Has to be. Has to be the Wrath card. Oh, it could be the Angel card too. Could be the Angel card. Opponent's just getting the worst end of variance here. Pop. Just get the quicker clock down. They're not going to draw a land here. I already know it. Okay. Oh, okay, so this is the card they foretold. And they top 2 and they drew 2. So presumably they're all lands. Wow. They're just dead? Yeah, they're just dead. The Snapcaster Mage. It wouldn't have mattered, but yeah, they just got stuck on lands. Unfortunate. Unfortunate for our opponent. I feel bad. But can confirm, Abzan is better than Blue Eye. I think we just confirmed that just now. we just confirmed that, right? That's what we can say. That's the conclusion for at least today's stream. So So class, what did you learn today? Shadowspear not showing up, really. Hand's decent if this push is live, which it might be because they have Lurrus. Which probably will be. We have the Batter Skull too, so... Mishra's bubble. They bobble themselves, so do they have the fetch land? They shuffle it away. They don't like the card. Okay. Do we want to play around a discard spell? The thing is, though, is if they, like, play something, I'm gonna want to hold up Fatal Push. So maybe this isn't a position where we can Scry Trick. Do we really want to protect ourselves against a discard spell? I don't think we do, because they fetched and got this tapped, right? So this is probably like Grixis Lurrus. So Liliana of the Veil. Well, that makes our life a lot easier because we just do this and then we just pass. Because we want to draw the card. What's going to be unfortunate is if they draw a discard spell here. That's going to be the most unfortunate. But they didn't cast it turn 1, so they have to exactly draw it here. In which case, I would argue maybe they don't. Like, I feel like they're just so mana efficient if they took that line. So for them to, like, fetch Watergrave and get it tapped specifically, it has to be a Grixis Lurrus, right? It's a non-shadow deck with Lurrus as a companion with a Watergrave. I just smell Grixis Lurrus here. Just smells Grixis Lurrus. Because we drew that, I think I have to get Gauntlet Shrine here. I could also get Temple Garden, just for like maximum Scavenging Ooze activations. But then I can't decay Blood Push if I get Temple Garden. So I think Temple Garden is the correct card to get here. Probably have a removal spell. So we're gonna get, since we already have the Battle Skull in hand, the black base removal just takes sort of Feast of Famine. So the next turn, we could Goif plus push. If they don't have the removal, we can hold a Batter Skull. Okay. Wow. What is in their hand? What is in their hand? John Catagon. So they're definitely not a shadow deck. Okay. So they could have Prismari Command. Prismari Command would be absolutely disgusting. So I kind of want a Liliana here. Just because it's like the most mana efficient play. Kind of want a Liliana. I think it's close though. No, I think I just want to hold up. I think I just want to push plus Batter Skull here. But I think we push main phase just to play around counter magic. And then we'll just flash in the Batter Skull. I'm just kind of scared of Kolaghan's Command and Prismari Command. If they like untap here, I might just like not do anything. Just like have that holding pattern. Like honestly, like if they just say go, I think the correct line here is just not to do anything. Cause like I don't want them to like, I don't want to put in equipment and they just shock shatter. And I kind of want them to respect that, right? So I kind of want to just like force them to constantly hold up the 3 mana right here. The thing is, they could also just be holding up Cryptic Command. I just don't know if Aspiring Spikes has Cryptic Command or not. I don't remember. The thing is, though, is like if they I think we just have to do this because like we just can't like not do anything forever, right? Interesting. Okay, so this is good because we just do this. We fetch up the sword, so it's pretty good here. Do I smell a spell snare? Okay. I think I still hold up a sword activation here. They have 6 too. So now we can just like actively ignore counter magic. We just like start I flash in the sword, I equip the sword to the Stoneforge Mystic because it's like the least egregious threat. And we just go from there. Cool card. Cool art. Cool card. I know people hate the expeditions, but like I feel like they're a lot better when you can actually like see the card. Like I know they're just like blurry when you look at them on screen, which is unfortunate because they're such cool cards. Okay. I don't care about that. Wow. That's fine. Because this Batter Skull is just like nullifying all that damage that they're doing. They can also just block. But if they're like blocking, like sure. Go up here. I think I'm gonna attack and then hold up Decay, untap Lily and minus the other one, and then play Tarmogoyf. We're just gonna play out all the cards in our hand potentially. They'll probably block here, which case it's fine. I'll just play another Tarmogoyf. Cool. Grixis versus Abzan. What a time to be alive. Spell bombs. Ashocks seem okay. I think we want to cut these cards because I think they're only threats or sprite dragons and Snapcaster mages, right? So I think we want to cut the cards that will actually like ramp them here. I don't think we want Ashiok. But stuff like Kaya's Guile is going to be really sweet. I think we can like trim a push. We have like Decay, Liliana, Kaya's Guile. One more cut. I kind of want to just trim another push. Is that crazy? Just gonna trim one more card. Let me just do that. I mean, we're not totally naked in the air. We have a pair of Lingering Souls and a pair of Kaya's Guile. I just don't want to be in a spot where, like, because, like, we're essentially the aggro deck here, and I just don't want to be in a spot where, like, we just have all this dead removal in hand. Because they're definitely the control deck, for sure. Okay. They mold into 6. Target themselves. Okay. Targeted me. I don't think they're shuffling this, so they definitely want the card on top, which is great for us because we can Thoughtseize it away. So then doing all this now is a huge mistake because they just play into our discard spells. That's also a really good draw too, because if we can take their one removal spell for the Stoneforge Mystic, we can go Stoneforge Mystic, take, and then we can Stoneforge Mystic on turn 2, and then turn 3 activate Stoneforge Mystic and hold up and play Thoughtseize in the same turn, right? I think we just take the Cryptic here. They're also like far away from the Cryptic. Maybe we just take Archmage's Charm. Because like we can just get under the Cryptic at this point, right? As long as they don't draw a removal spell. I think we take the Archmage's Charm. I really wonder what card was the card that they ended up wanting to... They targeted me? That's a mistake. Dude, that's actually ridiculous. I guess we didn't reveal Lurrus though, so I mean, I guess maybe they had Drown in the lock. So maybe Drown Lock's an argument to Milla. So I think that's just maybe that is correct, but it's just kind of risky just because we have Lingering Souls and Lurrus in our deck, right? Okay. Because of my basic soul, I'm going to get Temple Garden here. Just to maximize the number of green sources. Slam this Stoneforge Mystic. Since they don't have any removal that we know of, there's 2 unknown cards though. This Lurrus is still in the companion zone. Okay. Alright, so they didn't have push here. But do they have push here? They have the 3rd land. Notably not a red source. Okay. So ideally you'd probably take Cryptic here. Unless they have another Archmage's Charm. Oh. That's fine. Okay. I wonder why they did that, because they have 2. I'm a little confused. Let's take the Cryptic here. What's great about this too is they don't have the red mana for a Prismari command or Sprite Dragon off the top, so I'm a little comfortable doing this. Okay. Mill both are Kaya's Guiles. No bueno. It's not like they got that good in that spot because they do have 2 Snapcaster Mages. We drew a 1-0 push though, which is pretty cool. Okay. We probably thought scarring for a land. All our opponents today are missing their land drops, luckily. Very lucky for us. So that's Sprite Dragon, 2 unknowns. Targeting me again. So, barring anything added to this board state, I'll probably go Liliana minus. And then I just attack with the Battered Skull. And then I'll hold up Fatal Push for the Sprite Dragon that they have in their hand. Do this. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with that line. Got a bluff path somewhat. Do this. We're close to like Lurrus bring back Goyf. So them like again targeting us was just a huge liability. If we get to untap this Liliana, that's also very good. Great draw. Do they have Archmage's Charm? Drown in the lock. Okay. I think at this point we just discard the Triome, play Lurrus. Sorry. Bauble, Lurrus, bring back Bauble, hold up Fatal Push. They discard Sprite Dragon. Wow. Does it mean they have another one in hand? They're drawing basic mountain. Okay. Bring back Tarmogoyf. Let them go. Scavenging Ooze is a decent draw. Play the mountain. Sprite Dragon. Are they drowning my Lurrus? That'd be pretty gross. Okay. They attack all Liliana. I'm gonna push this block. I think it's a good block for us. Looks like they're not, though. Interesting. So see what they're gonna draw the following turn. Lightning Bolt. That's not good. We could Scooze. Eat 2 things, play Spell Bomb plus. I think that's a good line here. Just to play around that Lightning Bolt that they have on top of their deck. So eat Sprite Dragon. Eat Snack Mage. Do this. Plus here. They had another Sprite Dragon. So they have Lightning Bolt on top of their deck. So they could bolt the Liliana down. But I kind of don't care about the Liliana at this point. I think she's done all the damage. I think I'm pretty happy with cashing her hand right now. Because like now they could put Lurrus in hand, which is fine. But then we just have this Spell Bomb waiting in the weeds, right? Yep. Wow, that was quite the draw. I think I just go Sword Equip the Stoneforge Mystic and attack with everything. And then if they cast Lurrus, I just eat this. I don't care if I don't draw the land here. Or draw the card here. Yeah. And if I draw a black source, then I just get it to do everything. I'm gonna shock the Scavenging Ooze here. So if they just go Lurrus, I'm just gonna minus. Alright, sacrifice the Bell Bomb. Not. I don't need to draw a card here. Spell Bomb, pretty decent. Pretty decent. They're just dead. Another Spell Bomb. Cool. Cool games. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get some more water real quick. And we're gonna finish off the league. Right back. Oh boy. Hopefully our opponents, the rest of the league, also get mana screwed. That's the goal, right? Just have every opponent just not hit their third or fourth land. That'd be sweet, right? That is the goal. Opponent's name is Bomat Courier. What are the odds of them being a red deck? That's small again. I just cut the path here. Where are the red decks to test Shadowspear? I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully we're not against Ponza though. Hopefully we're not against Ponza. Do I want Thoughtseize? Let's bobble our opponent. Wooded Foothills. So this is Ponza, right? Fine, I really wish I was in the play here. If they just go Blood Moon, we're fucked. If they don't go Blood Moon, we go Inquisition to Thoughtseize. I think we keep the Thoughtseize here. Okay. Well, I'm glad I'm keeping the Thoughtseize because I'm definitely Thoughtseizing that Karn away. So they can just go like Scoo's Elf. So glad I kept the Thoughtseize. Scoo's, play Elf. I mean, we have a shot here. We just need to draw a removal spell for that Scavenging Ooze, and their hand does nothing. And then... Okay. I really like their lands. I really like this basic forest. It's cool art. I'm gonna wait. Okay. So they would have been able to cast any card. So just casting this Liliana and Liliana minus them? I guess so, right? So then it makes them attack. So I'm going to get Plains and Swamp just to play around Blood Moon. And we just drew a whole bunch of lands that we did not need, but... Yeah. If we draw, like, Fatal Push into, like... Not even then. We don't even need to, like... I guess I kind of get punished for not keeping the path in hand. It's fine. So we'll probably take 3. Okay. Come on, deck. Give me something. Okay. I want to draw the card anyway. Oh my god. I hope they shuffle that away. I hope they shuffle that away. Shuffle it away. Draw 2 cards. Come on, deck. Shuffle it away. Okay. Okay. Shuffle it away. Come on. You know you want to. Yes. Fatal Push. My god. Utopia Spall. So we'll go to 2. Again, if we draw Fatal Push, we're actually okay. We have to trade a Lurrus with the Bloodbraid Elf, but... Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I think a solid primaries and engineering explosives is what we want. I think Lingering Souls is better than Kaya's Guile. I wonder if we just trim Trophy. I mean, I can't because they have Chandra and stuff. I think we actually just trim the Lilianas. Trim a Liliana. Just because they have like Arbor Elves and stuff, like the sack effect's actually kind of bad. We had a shot to win that game. We just didn't draw lands consecutively. Their hand was definitely on the bad side of things. So we're just going to bobble them. Utopia Sprawl. So we know that they're going to be able to ramp on turn 1. Guess we just take the Blood Moon. Oh, man. Okay, can't cast that. I wonder if they're going to go for the high ceiling Arbor Elf play. They are not. They're going safe. Okay. Just trying to land. We're just gonna Thoughtseize them. Just have to take the Karn. Just gonna fight our way through the LD. Okay. Okay. So I have Foothills, Elf, Unknown. Land off the top would be great, because we can Lurrus, bring back Bauble. Okay. Okay. So they have Foothills, Unknown. Presumably something dead. I'm gonna push this, so then this Lulana can be live. Land off the top deck. Come on. Thank you. Thank you very much. No bolt one time. They have 6, so we can bobble them on their upkeep. Or did they not have 6? They did not have 6. That's unfortunate. Classic BGX5. I hope so. Hopefully we can recover. Let's see what they're drawing here. Fuck. They BB into Blood Moon, I'm gonna be really upset. If they BB into, like, they have a lot of live hits here. Oh man, that's not bad. Could be worse, honestly. This Liliana's kind of shitty though, but I think I'm gonna Liliana minus. And then they can, and then next turn we can cast Souls, Flashback Souls, and it kind of bypasses their Scavenging Ooze here. Yep. They'll probably attack the Liliana down. Yep. We're a removal spell away from kind of being able to somewhat stabilize. Or we could just not draw anything. That's also fine. Do this. Flash it back. Hope you're doing well, Grace. Haven't seen you in the chat for a little bit. Hope you're doing well. This goose can be a 5/5, so I think we're in chump blocking duty here. We have a lot of decent draws though. Just like a Stoneforge Mystic, a Sword of Feast and Famine, like unfortunate. Playing the Marsh Flats now because if they draw Blood Moon, I want to be able to fetch basic planes. Just gonna auto yield to this. Yeah, I haven't seen you live either. Like, I feel like you haven't been streaming too much, huh? Unless it's like past my bedtime, because I know you stream later than I do, Gria, so it's hard for me to catch your stream sometimes. Sword of Feast and Famine one time. I mean, I guess I could pillage one of our lands, but like that's whatever. Come on, deck. One time, give me something. That doesn't really do anything here. Yep. Eat the whole graveyard. I think they should have eaten the whole graveyard just because we have Tarmogoyf. This Blood Moon. Golly, are you kidding me? So good. I don't think we have any realistic outs here. I guess we board out our Kaya's guy, which actually would have been decent. I think we play defense for one turn. Just do this. The sword came a turn too late, I think. We chump block the Bone Crusher here. We just need a spot removal spell, or actually okay. We just decay this. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, we're done. We're done. Awful. Just really awkward draws there. Grace, I feel like every time you tune in, I lose. I think that's the common denominator here. And it had been problems with uploading to Twitch, so streams weren't watchable. It's did not change to a bad viewer experience. It's fixed now, but haven't talked back on the wheel. Yeah, it's been tough. I think with internet problems, it's never nice. Oh, thank you for the cheer, Rage, right? Ponza just got too strong. I went 5 Ponza on Tuesdays and polished my list again. That's unfortunate. That's why you play unplayable tier 4 decks like mine, Major, right? So then you're guaranteed to get posted every time. that's big brain strategies here, you know? But thank you for the bits, Major, right? Really appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Man, this is just not looking good here. Not looking good. It just like variants, like high variants where like our opponents just didn't do anything. Matches 2 and 3, and then like we just didn't do anything match 4. Guess that's magic sometimes, right? B Train 4, thank you for the follow. Oh yeah, we hit our 900 follower benchmark here, just that little milestone. Yay, thank you B Train 4. You are the 900th follower on my channel. Really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna mulligan this. I mean, I guess we could go push plus Goyf, but like if the push isn't live, we're just kind of dead in the water. Okay, now we're kind of exceptionally dead in the water if this push is dead, but at least we have Liliana. I think having 2 Lilianas is better than the Tarmogoyf. Well, we're just against like burn or something. On the draw, this hand's kind of mad against burn. Just always go 3-2, never get pushed, but never have to pay for leagues. I think that's where I'm at right now. I've been essentially going infinite for like quite a bit. I haven't put money. Oh my god, I haven't put money in the moto in quite a while, so which is fortunate for me. Yay, 900. Pretty excited though. What did you get in your chest, Major, right? We're probably just gonna push this. Just have our Liliana's live, right? Maze Mind Tome. That's actually really disgusting. Just put a Maze Mind Tome into play. Pretty disgusting. Yeah. Same as this. I like, cause I don't ever sell my chest, so I just like have this just in my back pocket, and I think it's gonna take a lot of 04s and 05s for me to go through that. And I don't play challenges because I think I just don't want to sink 30 tickets into it, and I just don't want to spend 8 hours of my life doing that, right? So, so this is actually kind of nice because if we get TKS'd here, um, we have 2 Lilianas, but we're probably gonna lose this game. We're not looking good here against Etron. Flooded Strand, Extended, Gargaroth, Thoughtseize, Galazeth, Diesel. Oh, that's sweet. Pretty sweet. Maybe I shouldn't have gone Battle Skull, considering that they might have TKS, but I mean, this, I think it's still fine. Yeah. I think we're gonna upkeep bubble them just to play around another TKS, right? They're going to scry to the bottom. So we're gonna do this, draw off the TKS. Okay. So we could Thoughtseize them. What are they drawing? They are bottoming. Reality Smasher. It's fine. So they don't have lands. Got it. Yeah, like when I like qualify for like the showcases, I'll do it, but I won't like go out of my way to play them. Because it's like Saturday mornings for me from like 8 to like 2, and it's like I don't want to do that. So we're actually in an okay spot. We Thoughtseize the Reality Smasher away. We plus whatever their last card is. Thoughtseize this. And I can just flash in a sword in a turn. Take the Smasher. Do we just discard the Blooming Marsh here? I think I just discard Liliana. Because then we just go Flash and Sword, untap. We can trophy something and equip the sword. So I think we just actually just discard Liliana here. Oh, you're Pacific. Where do you live, Bridger, right? Oh. They are opting to keep the Maze Mind Tome in hand, and then they opt to not keep the Maze Mind Tome in hand. So, let's see what they ended up drawing. Okay. Gain 4, unfortunate. They topped with the tome. That's unfortunate. Matter Reshaper. That's fine. Okay. Do this. Let's see if they block here. I think they have to, right? All is dust. Well, guess we're gonna plus that one. I guess we can just trophy it away. So I think what we're gonna do here is we're probably... I think I have the trophy now and then plus Liliana. Washington State. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. I think we just trophy the tower. Shuffle the all dust away. Plus here. And I'll probably just upkeep bobble them. What are you drawing here? Ooh, Blast Stone's kind of disgusting. They can go up to 3. Oh, that's pretty bad. We can get a draw off this Liliana though, at least. Or get a draw off the Sword and Fire and Ice. That's unfortunate. That Blast Stone's probably one of the best draws I could have gotten. Alright, we're just gonna attack. Just to see what we're gonna draw. Pop them here. That's not bad, actually. Because they're kind of incentivized to pop it. And then we just like sword on we can just sword them next turn. Just trying to figure if I want to crack this clearing right now. And I don't think I do. I don't think there's a need to right now. Maybe maybe I could have, because I could have tried to draw into a 2-drop or something. Yeah, that was actually a punt. Let's see if I get punished here. Okay, I did not get punished. So I'll probably crack the Blast Zone here. Which is fine. And then we just Lurrus Bobble. The value. All the value. Do this. Cast this. I think we can wait. Don't think there's an urgent need to activate these baubles yet. Did they have another Blast Zone? Scavenger Grounds. More reason to wait. Okay. Two bubbles is pretty good here. What? Why are you doing it right then? I have bubbles in play. Like that, I don't think it really matters. But that was probably not the most optimal. I'm not gonna lie, opponent. Oh, they have another Blast Zone. Jeez. I mean, doesn't really matter. Equip here. Wow, cool. Got the game one against Eldrazi Etron. With our opener, I did not expect to win that game. I'm going to be real here. Did not expect to win that game. Fuck. Nice. Good eye, Rouncy. Always got that the timing on that. Ready to go, huh? Man, we haven't boarded this in at all, dude. At all. At all. I think it's a sham. It's a sham. I think I board out the whole Stoneforge package. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Just because they have Karn, right? This curve's pretty decent, though. This is like a pretty appealing curve. No matches for it tonight, Cycles? Yeah. And then, like, the next league, I'm just going to switch it back to Starlight Shadow. I'm going to face against Burn, like, 3 times. You got to have a sword that's good against Etron and Tron and Amulet, because those are the matchups I'm constantly playing against, you know? So... Do I just want to Scoos just to, like, have another threat? It's just awkward because it's like... This just feels awkward. We'll try this. I like historically board out Stoneforge Mystic in the matchup just because of Karn the Great Creator, but like... I just feel like it's just the worst card in the matchup. Okay. Well, this hand's also just very bad. Okay, we're going to 5. Wow, we have the exact same hand as our 6 and our 5. It's kind of just ridiculous, but... Relic. Okay. Okay. We're going to get a Triumph with that. Hopefully we draw a 2-drop. Stoneforge Mystic would be nice. Okay. But we sideboard out the Stoneforge Mystic, so... See if they tap out here. If they smash us, I'm kind of fucked. Oh. Okay. So now they have mana to, like, exile everything. Oh, man. So we really can't get any value off this Lurrus, unfortunately. I think I just Fulminator here. We're just gonna die to these mana reshaper. Just 3 mana 3/2s, just like just so bad. Okay, that's solid. Blast Zone. Always with the Blast Zone. Triple Matter Reshapers are just gonna totally royally fuck us. Got it. Living Souls isn't a bad draw, actually. It kind of just stalls a little bit for us. Don't know what we can do to recover. We kind of need like Tarmogoyf for something. A land actually wouldn't be bad because we can go Lingering Souls and Lurrus. Okay, never mind. They have another relic. Never mind. I could have cracked this. I should have done that. I'm an idiot. I think I just checked out in this game because like we're just kind of we can't just beat. It's embarrassing that we're just losing a 3 mana 3/2 bears. Yeah, we're just dead. I think I just do want Stoneforge Mystic. Like that. You just trim pushes. Maybe we trim a Lurrus. Because if they have Relics and stuff, maybe Lurrus just isn't... Maybe this just isn't the best Lurrus matchup. In which case, maybe we just go like this. Let's just do this for science. This curve is also kind of whack, but it's fine. Bad Tron. You cheering for Abzan means you're just going to lose this game. You know that, right? Inquisition is a Damping Sphere into Lingering Souls is pretty sweet. So, this is as good a hand as any to beat this deck for sure. Guess we just take the map. They have Tron. Tower. Okay, that's decent. Tome is a decent draw. Come on, Lingering boys. Let's get there. They topped with Tome. So do they draw the land? They drew Blast Zone. That was quite the draw. Can these Lingering boys get there? They bottom with Tome. Okay. They bottomed at the Tome. Okay, that doesn't really do anything. Okay. So they have a lot of cards in hand that... Okay. I think I just hold back here because I don't want to start plussing. Like, I actually kind of want to keep these cards. I mean, I could Liliana plus the land, but then if I draw a sword, I want to cast it and or Batter Skull. I think I just let this go. There is an argument for decaying this, but I kind of want to just like decay the Ballista. That's about to come down. Man, that 4 life is just so bad. I missed how Brimaz was too. They bottom with Tome. Fuck, are you kidding me? They just have Natty Tron. Oh my god. They just drew mine off the top. What's the worst they could do here? So they're gonna pop this. If they draw another tower, they have Ulamog. But then we can Liliana it. So they could do huge Ballista. They get Ballista for 3. Okay. So they could do for 7. I was thinking All is Dust. Got it. You're gonna always dust me. Oh my god. Damn it. So we need Fulminator Mage off the top, or Lurrus. Lurrus off the top would be pretty decent here. Lurrus off the top would be pretty gas. Okay. So they have Contortion, Ulamog, all this dust. So Lurrus, we boarded out all. We only have one Lurrus left. Unfortunate. We could draw Thoughtseize for the Ulamog, but they do have a follow-up All's Dust. Okay. I can see them Ulamogging here. 10. I can see them also just All's Dusting here too. I think we have to crack here. Try to hit Thoughtseize. Can we deny Thoughtseize? That mine is just so brutal. Okay. So we have an out. We have Liliana. We have Path. Okay. Damn. We had a shot. Unfortunate. I think we'll go like this. It doesn't have what do you call it? Annihilator, so this is fine. Yep. So we can rebuild from here. Again, we're not actually in a bad spot. So in response to this, I'm actually going to fetch just to make sure I have enough lands in play so it doesn't get exiled. Yeah. So it didn't hit a path. We have one more Liliana left. Oh my god. Stop it, opponent. So we need path. We don't have any paths anymore. That's a little too slow. Right. You gotta make sure to cast Damping Sphere last. They have the spatial contortion for the Lurrus too. I think we're at a no outer. We have one card left. Yeah, we're just dead. What's our last card? Most definitely Grace. Wow. You know, do we just I want them to sack the TKS and then I just die. Yes. All right, not the best league. Unfortunate, but it's fun nonetheless. Oh man, if they just didn't have that natural, I mean, I guess they had 3 draws with the tome though. But like the fact that they just found it is what really cost us, and then you start slamming payoffs, and we just couldn't beat that, right? Yeah, fuck, exactly. You know what was really the bad luck here is actually this Shadowspear. The Shadowspear is just not working. I blame that card actually. Guile would have done it. Yeah, Guile actually would have been good. But I really appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you guys want to support the channel, please hit that follow button. We just hit 900 followers today. Pretty happy with that. If you guys want to check out my past streams, you guys can go to my YouTube's youtube.com/KODiamonds. And then if you want to get stream updates, you guys can go to my Twitter, twitter.com/KODiamonds22. And my stream has a Discord if you guys want to hang out. Click that Discord link there. Other than that, we're going to rate Dylan. He's rated me plenty the past couple times, so let's send him back some love. And then my next stream will probably be this weekend. I think it might be Sunday evening. It might be Sunday morning. I'm not sure. So again, hit me up on Twitter. I'm debating between either just playing my old Abzan list again or playing Rock. I might just play Abzan again just because this league just felt kind of okay. I just played Abzan again on the weekend. And then Ezekiel1, thank you for the follow. Really, really appreciate it. Got that 901, broke 900 followers. Awesome. Really appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, I might just play this, and then I might play Rock on Tuesday. But yeah, just again, follow me on Twitter. I'll probably post on the Abzan and Stoneblade Facebook groups as well. So I'll catch you guys then. Other than that, hope you guys have a good Friday, have a good Saturday, and hope to catch you guys on Sunday. Take it easy. Bye.